In the heart of Little Egypt, the land around Marion holds many stories. Some are of progress and community, while others are difficult tales of hardships and of a long-forgotten past. For nearly a century, from the mid-1800s until the early 1940s, Williamson County managed the welfare of the county's destitute, not with bustling agencies and caseworkers, but with a working farm known as the County Almshouse, or more graciously known as the Little Farm Over the Hill. A place of simple, stark necessity, the Little Farm Over the Hill was, by design, isolated from the world, especially in the days before the automobile. A place where the destitute could live and, if able, work for their keep. The farm was a complex mix of charity and control, housing the elderly, the sick, orphans, and those simply homeless in a dignified manner. The philosophy of the farm was that hard work and a structured life would not only help provide for residents, but in some cases reintegrate residents into society at large. And exactly 100 years ago, in December of 1925, an unidentified reporter for the Marion Daily Republican newspaper highlighted the difficult realities of public care for the indigent in Williamson County. Convinced by the reporter's pitch, the editor of the newspaper published the first of the four-part article on December 21st, 1925. Titled Over the Hill, the first-hand account documented in vivid detail a place everyone knew about, but most chose to ignore. The writer starts out describing the day as dull and gray, setting the tone within the first words of the article. Welcomed graciously into the humble home of Superintendent of the farm Joe Cummins and his wife Eliza, the writer makes a point on contrasting the modest home of Mr. and Mrs. Cummins to the stark, cheerless, primitive structures that can be seen from their living room window. The 22 souls who call the farm home are not altogether a despairing lot, shares the writer. Some simply have no one to love them, while others have somebody, but they've just forgotten about love. The old men here sit around the fire with coat and hat on as if they expect to be leaving in just a bit, shared one resident. A particularly biting quote from another resident, or inmate as they were called at the time, shared a very poignant perspective.
If we were bootleggers or criminals convicted of the worst crimes in the category of crime, we'd be living in a $100,000 home with warm rooms and electric lights. But as it is, we're just men. We're down and out, and we have to live in a place like this.
On Christmas Eve 1925, as the final installment of the article appeared, it was clear that the newspaper had used their considerable forum to reveal some uncomfortable truths of the day. A reality that most assuredly contrasted drastically with the charitable holiday season. By 1935, the passage of the Social Security Act and other federal social welfare programs focused on more humane and efficient alternatives to places like the Williamson County Poor Farm. with Illinois Route 37 cutting through the property in the early 1920s, the once isolated farm became highway frontage property. By spring of 1946, the idle farm with its dilapidated buildings was auctioned off to the highest bidder. For many years, the western portion of the property served as the site for the Marion Drive-In. Today, W3D and ProTech Fiber occupy the property, while the eastern portion has served as the Marion VFW Post 1301 since being organized at that Longstreet location in 1969. This is Sean Vincelette, and that is one of the many stories of Southern Illinois.